If you're already tired of suffering over someone who isn't worth it, because they've shown you through their actions, their lack of effort, the way they treat you, or the way they fail to treat you, that they aren't worth it, and you've decided you're done, then you're in the right place. Because you really don't have to keep living in that endless nostalgia, that frustration, that helplessness, that sorrow that's slowly becoming permanent. So let's talk about where suffering actually comes from. My suffering comes from the fact that this person doesn't feel the same way about me, you might say. Sure, but where does it actually get generated? It's generated right here, in your brain. It comes from a chain of thoughts that trigger emotions in you, and those emotions lead you to experience emotional pain and sometimes even physical discomfort. And here's the good part. Things get repaired in the same place where they broke. So if that suffering is born here, today we're going to press the right buttons so you can stop suffering. The first step to stop suffering over love is to make your brain understand that suffering over love doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. Let me explain, because you might be thinking, oh sure, easy for you to say, stop suffering, like I want to suffer on purpose. No, of course you don't want to suffer voluntarily. But you're not giving your mind the right tools to let go of that pain. Look, when we suffer over love, it's often like a silent plea, as if we were begging in that silence for the other person to somehow feel our pain through our suffering, as if that suffering itself were a call. Come back, please save me. Come back, I need you. It's as if we're not ready to let go, which is completely normal. Deep down, it's about not being ready to leave something behind. And since I don't have you, I imagine you. I think about you. I long for you. And while I keep holding on to my suffering, it feels like in some strange way, you're still present. But I really need to learn that sometimes in life, I have to negotiate with my own brain, as if negotiating with a third party. Show it what reality actually serves me best, so my brain can activate the mechanisms that work in my favor instead of sabotaging me. Sometimes the brain thinks, better the devil you know than the devil you don't, and believes that holding on to the thought of this person is, in some way, still having them. But that logic doesn't hold up in love. In love, either it works or it doesn't. Either this person chooses me and loves me, or they don't choose me and don't love me. I need to look at this differently. I need to make my brain understand that this isn't a matter of, well, maybe if I keep at it, I'll stay in tune with them. Let me give you the example that will make it click for you and help you understand why suffering in love doesn't work. Think of it this way. When someone doesn't choose you, doesn't want to share what you want to share, when you're not being reciprocated, it's like getting fired from a job. But instead of accepting that you've been let go, day after day, you still get up in the morning, get dressed, get ready, and show up outside your old office, standing there for the same hours you used to work. Except now, there's an obvious difference. You no longer feel proud because you're not accomplishing anything. You're no longer getting paid. So what happens? You can't pay your bills anymore. You can't maintain your lifestyle. In other words, showing up there every morning doesn't just fail to help you, it actively harms you because you're not receiving anything in return. And staying in that position where you receive nothing hurts you. And it hurts you even more because while you're standing there like a statue for all those hours you used to work, what are you doing? You're not allowing yourself to move forward. You can't look for a new job if you're spending your time anchored in front of that office door. You can't. That's why I need to understand and make my brain see, hey, this doesn't work. Standing here begging in silence doesn't work. If that person comes to their senses, they'll come looking for me. But right now, I need to understand that staying stuck doesn't help. The longer I stay stuck, the more damage I do to myself over time. I always have to move forward, always have to look ahead, Trust that I'll find something. Of course, if you go out there and you don't have a job offer yet, that doesn't mean there are no offers out there for you. It just means no one has offered you that job yet. And right now, being unemployed, the hours you spend standing in front of that old office aren't being taken away from a job. They're being taken away from opportunity, which is one of the most important things we have in life. There's no point looking back, no point staying still. If you can't choose me, if you can't have me, if today you can't reciprocate, then you're no good to me. You're that job that gives me nothing back. So what do? I push forward with energy and determination, like someone grabbing a stack of resumes and heading out the door. Get up in the morning and get ready as if you had a date today, as if you were about to meet the love of your life. But before we look ahead, let's keep negotiating with your brain a little more. Take a moment to think back to times in your life when a story didn't turn out the way you hoped, when your expectations were let down. It doesn't matter if it was a relationship that went wrong, an ex, or something that never became official. Maybe you didn't invest that much time, just some hope, some back and forth, but the person never fully chose you, never fully committed, and you couldn't accept it, couldn't let it go. Time passed, and eventually you resigned yourself. Or the other person let it go, and months passed, and for a long time it still weighed on you. How you wished that person would one day admire you, how much their opinion of you mattered. You spent so much time invested in a story that ultimately had an unsatisfying ending, because that person never got that important role in your life. So I need to talk to my brain about this, make it understand. Look, it didn't work, it wasn't worth it. Trying to get that person's attention didn't work. All those months of suffering didn't work. Trusting that life would somehow produce a miracle, that didn't work either. It hurt. I dragged it out. I clung to it. I fought against the change. I didn't want it. Sometimes out of fear that nothing better will come along. Sometimes simply because in that moment, we're not ready to face it head on. It's just too hard. So understand this. Moving forward never scares someone away. Quite the opposite. People, when they see you're willing to move forward emotionally, often reconsider the situation at exactly that moment. Understanding this, know that nothing is really holding you back because there's no room for error here. If someone is truly meant to be with me, if they're right for me, they'll come looking for me when they see I've moved on. So once I understand there's no reason to fear that, I need to ask myself, how many times in my life have I clung to suffering and gotten nothing out of it? Let go, brain, let go. Really, lay the facts out on the table. Give it solid reasons. Show it, this doesn't work. Teach your brain, suffering over love hasn't served me. It hasn't helped me hold on to the stories I wanted to keep. All it's given me, time and again, is a lot of frustration and a lack of pride in myself. So I have to accept, I don't know what awaits me if I move forward. And that's scary, sure, it's scary. It's scary to venture out not knowing if someone better will come along. Someone better always comes along, but for that to happen, I have to understand that sometimes what I need to do is prepare the ground for what I want to walk into my life. That's why I can't keep looking backward on a loop, replaying what could have been, what happened, why it didn't work, at what point it fell apart, why this person didn't choose me. None of that matters. What matters today is simple. Answer me this. Is this person here today? Are you going to see this person? Does this person intend to spend time with you? Is there real affection on the table? Yes or no? If the answer is no, that's it. No need to keep turning it over in your head. From there, I need to look forward and focus on myself. And yes, I need to find the motivation again. It's not about you. Period. I'm not going to keep dwelling on this dilemma. It's not about you. I don't know who's going to come into my life next, but I'm excited for it to be someone incredible. I have to make my brain understand that this person isn't better the devil you know. They're a resource I can no longer draw from, something I can no longer count on, someone who isn't actually that special. Hey, you're not the first person, and you won't be the last to hurt me. That's just life. Along the way, people will show up who won't reciprocate, and the fact that they can hurt us emotionally doesn't make them special. You know what actually makes someone special? Choosing me, wanting to stay by my side, actually giving to me. Causing me pain doesn't make you special. Plenty of other people have caused me pain too. Yes, that's exactly how you need to negotiate with yourself. And understand, I'm no longer counting on you. I'm not clinging to false hope that maybe later you'll need me. I'm going to start building my own hopes. Start imagining a future where I know I can't count on you. You're no longer a resource. You don't serve me. You don't give me anything. I don't need you, and I don't want you to be part of my mental blueprint going forward. You're part of my past, and honestly, I don't need to regret that because nobody can take away what I've already lived. What you and I shared, what you and that person experienced together, belongs to you. Experiences are the one thing nobody can take from us. So whatever you had with that person, whatever you discovered, achieved, or shared with them, that's yours. It's part of your story, part of your identity. You are, and will always be, part of that person's identity too. But when something stops working, I can't mourn it forever, can't stay in eternal grief over it. So now I understand. You're part of my past, but I'm not going to include you in my future. You're not part of my future plans. I need to move forward and get excited again. And again, I have to start thinking in terms of not counting on you. I need to look for other paths, other future plans that I actually want, and take care of my life instead of just waiting around for someone to come back. I take care of it because I know someone new is going to come along. And that's why I go out, get ready, take care of my surroundings and my health, and start thinking about alternatives, different plans. I don't stay anchored in place. If you come back around, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'll just recalculate quickly, like an efficient GPS. But if you don't come back, I'm not going to sit around waiting for anyone. I learned a long time ago that waiting doesn't work. Suffering, begging in silence, none of it works. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust life and always keep looking forward. What you've lived is yours, but what's still to come is yours too, and it's waiting for you. Well, I hope this video was helpful, that you enjoyed it. If so, and you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do it. You won't regret it. And until we meet again, as always,